Hey, it's Rashida. Occasionally I like to go through my inks and just do a comparison for myself. And today I thought I would do a comparison of my most used black dye-based inks. So what I have here is the Hero Arts Black Hero Hues dye ink. And this is like one of my all-time faves in terms of black dye ink. Then I have the Heidi Swapp iCarable dye-based ink in black as well. I have the Studio Calico Color Theory called Inky Black. And I have the Ranger Black Tie dye-based ink. And I have not used this one yet. So this is what really prompted me to see how all of these compare and to also try this one out and see how it looks as well. So I have a stamp that I'm going to use. This is by Hero Arts. And this is a wood-mounted stamp. And if you can see, sorry, in case you want to look up that stamp. So I have that one. And then for a clear stamp, I'm going to use one of these Studio L2E stamps. And this is called Speak. So I'm going to use one of those speech bubbles. And I'm going to use my Hero Art scrubber pad to clean my stamp, and I'll use just regular baby wipes as well. So I'm going to get all set up here and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have some white cardstock by American Crafts that I'll be using, and I've just labeled this as wood mounted because I'm going to start out by using this stamp, and I've labeled here on the side the different inks that I'm going to be stamping with. Okay, so starting out with the Hero Arts Hero Hues Black dye ink, and I'm just gonna ink up my stamp. And I usually just, tap a few times to get it fully covered. And you can see that's got good coverage. And I'm just gonna stamp. Okay, and I'm just going to take a baby wipe so I'm just wiping it with a baby wipe, and then I'm going to use this end of my stamp scrubber to dry it. Yep. Okay. So yeah, that's the Hero Arts Hero Hues Black Dye Ink. And now I'm going to use the Heidi Swapp. Make sure my stamp is dried off. And I'm gonna ink it up. Okay. Alright, that's the Heidi Swapp. And I'm going to do the same process. Just wipe this with a baby wipe and use my Hero Arts scrubber to make sure it's clean. Okay, now for the Studio Calico Color Theory Premium Dye Ink. So that's the Studio Calico. And now let's try the Ranger Black Tie. Ooh, it's got some really good coverage, looks like. Okay. So let's just take a closer look. I'm going to zoom out a little bit so you can see a little bit better. I hope you can see. Maybe you can Okay, so what I did, I wanted to leave some space in between here just in case if I needed to stamp more than once, just in case if I had stamper's error or what have you. So let me bring this up a little bit. So this is the Hero Arts Hero Hues dye-based ink. And let me show you. So this one, maybe if I do it like this. Hero Arts, Heidi Swapp, Studio Calico, and Ranger. Let's zoom out just a little bit more. Okay, I hope that makes sense if you can see. I'll hold it up closer so you can see. But just so you know, Hero Arts, Heidi Swapp, Studio Calico Color Theory, and Ranger. And these all, in terms of the wood mounted stamp that I used, these all look pretty good. I think the most accurate for me, for my eyes in terms of color, like saturated color, would have to be in between the Ranger and my favorite Hero Arts Hero Hues dye. And I'm not sure if my camera is picking it up, but the Studio Calico Color Theory, and on my camera it looks like a saturated black, which it is a pretty decent black, but it still has a little bit of shadowing, kind of like the Hero Arts shadow inks, where they fill in as they dry. So yeah, which is not surprising to me, because with the Studio Calico Color Theory inks, they do sort of imitate those Hero Arts shadow inks. So, but overall not bad. But I still think the Hero Arts is my favorite. So, okay. So now I'm going to do the clear stamp, and we'll see what kind of result I get. Okay, so I'm going to use my clear photopolymer stamp, and again, this is from Studio L2E, and the stamp is called Speak. So it's a nice speech bubble stamp. Okay, so I have it mounted on an acrylic block. And I'm going to start again with the Hero Arts black dye ink. I'm just going to ink it up. I think the stamps, such as like the speech bubbles here, because you get the like the background, the outline of the speech bubble, it's a good way to test the ink. Okay, so and again I'm going to stamp just in case I need to stamp again. So that's the Hero Arts. Not bad. And I'm going to clean my stamp in the same fashion. I'm going to use a baby white. And because this is a photopolymer stamp, it is going to slightly stain because I'm using a dye-based ink, which is to be expected. Okay, now the Heidi Swapp. Okay, and that's the Heidi Swapp. And you can see it's slightly splotchy using the Heidi Swapp ink. Now let's try that one again. Okay, that was a little bit better. So yeah, less splotchy. You can tell the difference. Okay. Now on to the Studio Calico Color Theory. really, really splotchy. So as you can see here, I don't know if my camera is picking it up, but you can tell the difference between even the Hero Arts and the Heidi Swapp and the Studio Calico. And just for good measure, I'm going to stamp it again. Let's see. Okay. Almost the same result. Maybe a little less splotchy than the first, so you can see. Alright, now the Ranger. Clean and scrub. Clean and scrub. Okay, so this is Ranger. Let's see what Ranger does. I really like the coverage that the Ranger gives. I mean, it's brilliant coverage. Okay. So that's the Ranger, and I'm going to stamp it one more time. Okay. So that was the second time of me stamping the Ranger, and I really think for me with the Ranger it just may be user error, because I did get like a little splotchiness right there. I don't know if you can see it, but overall I think Ranger is a really good ink. Now if you notice, I did not use a stamp pad. Now if you have an issue with stamping, if your stamping isn't coming out correctly, if it's a little bit splotchy, you may want to try using a stamp pad. And I could have used it for these, but I just didn't. And sometimes I do use it. And this is one by Stampin' Up. If my camera will focus. Yeah. So this is a stamp foam pad by Stampin' Up. So I think, you know, all in all, not bad. I still love my Hero Arts ink. I mean, I'm going to be using that forever, and I hope they never stop making it. Yeah, this is like my all-time favorite. I can't say that enough. So, yeah, the Hero Arts, that's always going to be a favorite of mine. And I think second would be the Ranger for me. The Ranger. And then I think third would be the Heidi Swapp. And this is an archival dye-based ink. And then I would have to say lastly would be the Studio Calico Color Theory ink. And that's just, for me, the way I stamp in my preference. So, yeah. And I think this one you could probably, I think I've gotten mine online. This was like one of my very first inks that I ever purchased. So it may have come from one of the online stores like 2Ps that's, you know, not even in existence anymore. But I think you can still get it in craft stores and online. So, and I'm very pleased with the Ranger dye ink, and I'll probably get a couple more colors in these. Normally I am stamping in black, especially in my project life. So then Heidi Swapp, and then the Studio Calico Color Theory. So yeah, that's it. I hope this was helpful to someone. Thank you for watching.